Hello, hello, hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to what is probably the most hyped of our matches so far. It's the finals between Dinopony and Interslice. I'm Reed Whaley. I'm joined by ZZ. How's it going today?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Oh, I cannot complain. We're about to see some of the best going head to head in this Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament. The last matches of 2021. Oh, gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, me too. This has been an incredible tournament. 13 weeks of it, and I can't wait to see how this all ends.
So this is possibly the final match. So Dinopony wins here. It's done. It's over. But if Interslice takes it, we go to the grand finals where one more match decides it all. Dinopony, of course, being in our winners bracket, Interslice in our losers bracket.
Which is something you don't see every day.
No, almost never. Interslice is normally on the other side of our screen, but no runners agreements.
Yeah, this is just straight up regular, no random elevators, just ordinary prime rando.
And for Interslice, it's kind of odd. No speed, even no infinite speed.
Yep.
But no, I cannot wait to see how this one plays out and to see if we get a match 2 today. Because, again, just the finals going into grand finals always gives me just the most hype.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. These two have both toppled giants to be here. They've not just beaten, they got the highest scores in the round robin, but they've also beat the other 6 members of top 8, and we are off.
All right, what are we thinking in Alcove today?
I'm gonna go with Morph Ball just because that's mean. Because you only get one thing from it.
I'm gonna say vanilla.
Okay. And we have missiles, which is the best start anyway. So
That is the best start.
our attempt to curse it has failed. That's
Sad
okay. There are
day.
many ways to curse a seed. By the way, it's worth noting that you and I calmed the first race of this tournament, and we are also calming the last one, or potentially the last. So that's pretty cool.
That's right. I forgot about that.
We created this tournament, and we can destroy it.
We will end this.
Okay, so Interslice and Dinopony naturally heading first to Artifact Temple, where they can get another item and their hints.
I'm excited to see just how bad our hints are for our finals match.
Yep, these 6 hints alone determine a great deal of how bad or good the seed will be.
Diggle, and we're all Chozo. Oh, there's a meatball,
Yeah, which is the perfect start because now we can get whatever's behind the ship.
which is just more missiles.
Oh, okay. But that doesn't hurt. Excellent scan routine from Interslice there. Get a good head start back up the stairs. And we'll see when each of them decides to check the hints. Oh, Interslice is doing it now. Central Dynamo and
mines, caverns, mines.
Holy cow. I'm glad I wasn't betting on how many mines artifacts there would be, because I would not have won.
We'll get actual locations here in a second. That's the best I can do is just to read the general area. I think elite control access is one.
Yeah, something like that. But we have MD tracking, and Captain MD is known for always recording the artifacts and putting them in chat, so that'll help. I mean, if he does, it's not a job requirement. Frigate site, that's cool. That opens a lot of the game. Okay, MD's got him. MQA, vent shaft, elite control access, yep. Central dynamo, main quarry, and no, that.
Yeah, the other one's in Magmore.
Yeah. Yeah, what was that? Triclops pit, says someone in chat.
Okay, so not awful today. I mean, other than being in mines, it's not horrendous.
Yeah, any day you go to mines and don't have to fight Omega Pirate is a good day. And none of those locations are far enough down in mines that OP is a faster exit. Which is actually a little unusual. Randovania loves to place things in deep mines.
It does. And with that fall, we're right back neck and neck between Dinopony and Interslice.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, these are both incredibly great players at movement, and so the littlest thing can cause a lead change. Interslice, of course, was our champion last year, and Dinopony has really made an incredible showing this year.
Let's say, I think Interslice was this year, the prior year, and the year before, if memory serves, but I'm not entirely certain.
No, he didn't win in 2019. That was the weakest link.
That's right. It's DCR that's won multiple years in a row for Echoes.
Ah, okay. Yeah, 2019 had that amazing finish between Bash and Weakest Link where it was all decided by Plasma being on Thardus.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, it was the stuff of legend. So making their way to Chozo, naturally. I think I saw a Metroid on Grapple Ledge.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, 2019, so 10 years ago. That is exactly what it feels like.
So that was just a missile in the half pipe. I didn't get a good look at Vault Ledge yet. Interslice went to Ruined Shrine, is it? Yeah, but must not have liked what he's seen because he turned right around. Without space jump, of course, it's okay. Without space jump, it's much more difficult to get that item and leave. And without bombs, you can't get the one in the wall, so no real point in going. Oh, well, there's space jump.
Speaking of our cheat boots,
this may be a very jet seed. We'll have to see where Phazon Suit is, of course. But the three items you need to just get going and go get everything are missiles, morph, and space jump, and we now have them all.
oh, I thought Dino was about to accidentally cross that threshold. I'm like, oh, no, don't do it.
Yeah, easy to do. Just a missile at the other side of Hive Mecha, or Hive Totem rather. We never see Hive Mecha in our in Rando.
At least not between these runners.
No. Though, fun fact, if you activate Hive Mecha and leave the fight with your space jump boots, go far enough to reload the room, then Hive Mecha is gone forever. You don't have to kill it, it's just gone. Interslice reckoning with the final boss of the game, this morph elevator.
Oh, I hate this elevator so much.
Yeah, worst thing in the game.
E-Tank at Vault Ledge, it looks like.
Yeah, which would certainly, it's certainly a worthwhile pickup, so Dino looks like it's going to take the time to get it. Yep.
And go ahead and check Vault.
Just a
Just
missile
missiles. There. Okay.
Which Interslice is now seeing from the other side. So that puts him pretty much back in the same place. Interslice is going back this way. I wonder what possibly... oh, okay, yeah, I just had the wrong door.
Oh, I like that jump.
Yes. There are a dozen different ways to get across this room, and that's a good one. So we're going to see a simple trick here to get out of the water. And we have Wave Buster. French Vanilla Wave Buster.
Hey, now we can go kill Flagra.
Yeah. Yeah, all we need is to go grab all the other missile tanks in the game and we're good. The Interslice not even bothering to see what's at the top of Tower of Missiles, because we used to lovingly call it Tower of Missiles because it was almost always something useless. Now it's always something useless, so no need to even check. This is because Randovania does not currently factor in how many missile expansions you have well enough to account for the fact that it takes something like 40 to get up to the top of there. Yeah, 36 now that I think about it.
And just the movement by our runners today is absolutely stunning. And bombs,
Yeah.
bombs
Oh,
are
wow.
great too. Wow.
Yeah, very, very important find. This means that they'll be able to go back and get the morph ball check, the morph tunnel check in Ruined Gallery before leaving Chozo, which means they won't forget it later.
And that's one I consistently forgot throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah, it's a very it's probably the single most commonly forgotten item that decides races. All right, let's go look at the room that has the second most common forgotten item that decides races, Upper Dynamo. Alas, we can't even get a look at it now.
No, unfortunately, no spider means we gotta wait.
Yeah. And we'll see whether Interslice does what Dinopony does or goes for the underwater item first. We've seen both approaches from runners in the tournament. Oh, doing the same thing. And what's underwater today? Just a missile. Yeah, not worth the pain to pick up, but if it had been anything better, we would probably have seen Dinopony go grab that item by similar means to the one in what do you call the room under Tower of Missiles? Tower Chamber, right.
Tower chamber, yep.
Okay, just missiles here too. No, power bomb expansion. That's a game changer.
So that will, with our runners, that's not in logic to go check Magma Pool, but with our runners being who they are, that puts Magma Pool in logic.
Yeah, I still don't think we'll see it though, because without Varia, 2 E-tanks is a very narrow situation to be in. You never know though, because now that I think about it, they have Wave Beam, which means they can make 2 other checks in that area.
Yep.
So could happen. They know they're up against the strongest opposition today. So we've got Dinopony in the Zoid fight. Interslice on his way there.
Now this is, if you ever had a day to make risky plays from both of our runners, this would be the day.
Yep, they will need to use every trick in their arsenal to pull this off. Worth noting, by the way, that with bombs, they can now go back and get the thing behind the wall in Ruined Shrine, and that is potentially something they might forget. We have seen runners this good make very big mistakes of that nature. So we have a little downtime here because they're both in the same fight. There is some RNG involved. Zoid is one of the 2 main RNG sources in the game, and the other one being also something that the programmer Zoid created, that maze in Central Dynamo. So it can be a little longer or a little shorter, but overall it's about the same amount of time every time.
Should dip. There we are.
Luckily, you get to enjoy the best music in the game while you're having this necessary fight.
Just missiles on both drops, so no help there.
So it just has a couple of fives today, as they would say in the link to the past community. So Dinopony going ahead and doing that one stupid puzzle we see in basically every run of the game. Easy to do, especially with Space Jump. And especially with this competitive cutscene removal, which allows you to get on that platform before it's finished rising.
Yep, don't even need space jump for that.
Yeah.
Interslice very close behind.
Yep, this is anyone's. Well, it's silly to even talk about it being anyone's race at this point.
Yeah, no, we're not even 15 minutes in.
Yeah. Just when you're a commentator, certain
Ooh.
phrases come easily to mind. Yes, spider ball. That's a lovely item to get at this particular moment because it saves them having to do a silly little trick.
I hate that we're not going to be able to see that silly little trick because it's one of my favorites. But
yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with it because although it's one of the easiest tricks in the game, it's also one of the stupidest, and you often spend a lot of time just staring at that track, waiting for it to let you up. Well, not a lot of time necessarily, but enough. Oh, okay, Interslice is showing us anyway. Nice climb. Yeah, the track is not perfectly at 90 degrees, so you can just walk up it like a ramp, but it sometimes takes a second to get going. So Dinopony taking the side entrance from Crossway into Chamber of the Elders, or Hall of the Elders, right? And we'll get our first Chozo Ghost fight. Ideally, our last Chozo Ghost fight. We do not like those things, but you never know. Interslice, meanwhile, wants that power bomb in Crossway.
Okay, hey.
Yeah, why not?
You get to see a really, really cool set of jumps and a really neat trick there, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. That's an excellent one to learn, and I learned it the way I learn most tricks in this game, by losing a weekly to it and deciding, okay, I gotta learn that so I don't lose another weekly to not knowing it.
There it is, yep.
Looks like Dinopony's going to go for the cutscene overlap here. If you kill this Chozo Ghost and activate the Morph Ball slot on this close enough together, then you will get the two cutscenes overlapping and save a little time. Yep.
And he got it. Oh, no, he didn't.
No, okay. Yeah, that was very close. Interslice will probably... well, I was about to say he will probably go for it, but no, he probably won't bother with the wave slot. So. Or maybe he will. What do I know?
Diggle making a very good point of going for that powerbomb expansion means a lot less chance of running out of power bombs with 5 artifacts being in mines.
Yes, mines is a powerbomb heavy part of the game. So despite both these runners definitely having the skill to skip this wave slot, they're both going to go ahead and use it.
Just might as well go ahead and just do it the easy way and the quicker way, the consistent way. I guess it would be a much better way of saying that.
Save a little of your energy for some of the harder tricks. Well, actually, that's a very hard trick, but save it for some of the necessary tricks then. And what's in Antechamber today? Just a missile. Good. That means we don't have to get it and activate the Flying Pirate layer in Frigate Crash Side. Dinopony seeming a little indecisive for a moment there about whether to continue to one of these other rooms, but then remembering presumably that he does not have Ice Beam. Won't get far. Oh, he could have used the save room and warp to start. That was another option.
Yeah. And that actually is exactly what Interslice is going to do.
Okay, so we've got our first route divergence, always an exciting moment in a race.
Very, very smartly saving before warping to start.
Yeah, there is a small crash probability that can happen when you use warp to start, and nobody wants to see that happen in the last race of the tournament.
Now that would be sad.
Yeah, now where's Interslice going to go? With just Wave Beam, not Ice Beam or Varia, Magmoor is not a great option at the moment. Maybe making these root cave checks.
Yeah. We've done the first root cave check, but we have not done the climb.
Right. The game wants you to have grapple beam and X-ray visor, but they're both easily skippable.
I need to learn the dash.
Yeah, it's not easy. It often takes me a few
Oh,
tries, but whoa!
massively paying off because there's
Oh
our ice
yeah,
beam.
that paid off in spades for Interslice. Ice beam is extremely important for getting to the far areas of the game, especially mines, which is where these runners need to go. And an E-tank there.
Just that ice beam. Oh,
Yeah. What I'm thinking, in fact, is that Interslice may now prioritize mines and hope to find enough E-tanks that, if necessary, he can skip Varia. Because with just one artifact in Magmor, that might be a good play. Meanwhile, Dinopony, super missiles in Upper Dynamo. That too is a big find.
that's one that Interslice may not go back for if he doesn't absolutely have to for that check. So
Yeah. And that could leave him wondering about a lot of items if he doesn't find X-ray visor to peek them.
So yeah, I was about to say Toaster. I'm thinking either X-ray or grapple at tree, and then with Spider and Supers, that puts backdoor Flogger into logic as well.
Yes.
So could be grapple on Flogra, or X-ray on Flogra.
Yeah, though once you have bombs, logic doesn't care anymore how you get to Flagra, so the supers and Spider are just a convenience.
Oh,
Ooh, flamethrower.
Yep, grabbing our validation.
Yeah. So that's what was behind the bomb wall. Which means we're almost done with these early Chozo checks. I don't think we know what's in the tree yet. I know we saw one of them get this gallery item. What was it? Well, we'll know in a second. Just an E-tank, okay. And power bomb expansion in the tree. Nice to have, but not game-changing at this point. And Interslice going to warp back from here.
Yep, with Ice Beam, you can go from here to.
Oh, he's not warping.
Oh no, just a save. Okay.
Yeah, doesn't hurt. Many a race has been lost by forgetting to save and taking an unfortunate death.
No, I will never ever complain about a safety save.
Yeah.
Interslice could go for a 3-tank pool.
Yeah, it could. The 3 tanks is certainly reasonable. With gravity, even I'll go for it on 3 tanks, but these two are both quite capable of doing the dash, which is an even faster and more reliable way to get across. The catch is that without gravity, if you fall, you're just dead. Oh, now that I think about it, that explains the save on Interslice's side as well.
Yep.
Whoa, nice find there. Yeah, it's a nice find just because of the context of this trick, but
that's true.
Hopefully we'll find... No, just a missile. So what's some training chamber?
Not going to peek it, apparently.
What? Interslice? Man, come on.
I'm kind of surprised myself. At least to have the knowledge, but hey.
It is true we can't get it, but even so.
The knowledge to go back, that could be your phazon or your plasma you know where you need to go back for.
Yeah. The odds are small, but it is entirely possible that Interslice will regret not making this check. And speaking of checks you may regret skipping, Flagra.
I think that may be where Dino's headed to, just to do backdoor Flagra.
Aha, we'll see. Yeah, you don't want to take that elevator right now.
No, bad times are ahead.
Yeah, unless you want to just dip in and grab the lava lake item, which I think they have just enough health to do. Interslice going back for upper dynamo. Good move. This is one day that Interslice is determined not to lose by missing a check, well, except apparently training chamber.
Apparently training chamber.
So we're going to see if Dinopony has learned the trick for getting 2 of Flagra's bomb slots in 1 power bomb, which has been discussed on the Discord recently because of how useful it is. If not, this is still a much faster way to, well, somewhat faster way to do the fight. It's stupid, but it's faster.
At the very minimum, we know we got 1.
Yeah. I will never stop laughing at this ridiculous means of doing the Flagra fight. It's just a big bulb sitting in the middle of the room. It doesn't even have collision. You can walk right through it. And all it does is bop itself to the beat while you're destroying its bomb slots.
That's the sad thing, is it's over here. It's just taking a nap. Just having a good day.
Well, there are 2 things that Samus hates more than anything else. Plants and insects. She spends half of each of her games destroying them. So Flagra should have known better.
Just the Chozo cultivated it since it was a tiny seedling and just spent all of this time and love just growing it into this massive protector of the Varga suit. It's like, when someone's worthy, the plant will just give it to them because, that's what plants do. And no, I'm going to set it on fire.
Not to ruin your little sob story, but they did call this thing the Great Poison. Or no, that was Phazon, but they did have a neat poisony name for it. I don't remember what it is. The weed or something. They weren't its friend, is the point.
The Great Weed, yeah.
And we start the fight only to end the fight. It's almost poetic. Meanwhile, Interslice looks like he's about to do the same thing.
Toaster. It was also poison.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take Toaster's word for it.
Interslice getting a little bit bullied by cheese. There you go, Cap. I got you.
Oh my.
Oh, that is our Varia.
Vanilla Varia suit. Oof. I was going to say before this that I was surprised both our runners were doing this because I personally usually skip Flagra. Shows me.
See, and it burned me several times, but I never skipped Flagra just for that reason. Not gonna do ghosts though.
Now that is a very interesting decision, especially with super missiles. So not only would you not have had to do the early wild the long way, it would not even have been a long fight. That's a very interesting call from Dino.
I mean, technically it's not in logic, but that doesn't mean something useful couldn't have been there.
No, Randovania does absolutely expect you to consider turning or going back up that track with Spider Ball. We've learned this from a couple of races where the ghosts item was actually a one-shot trick. If you went to they can have things like super missiles and charge beam, which you would be unable to get if you dropped down that tower.
Diggle saying that is actually in logic at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought Diggle just said it was out of logic, so I don't know what to believe from Diggle. But
well, who does really? Speaking of which, who made this seed? Just out of curiosity.
This one was our good TO friend Bellator, who's overdoing comms on SpeedGaming France, I believe.
Ah, okay. So down goes Flogger on Interslice's side. He, I'm almost certain, will show us what's on Ghosts as well. But Dino is already making his way into Magmoor. Lots of goodies to be found here, probably.
Just missiles and first artifacts so far.
Yep, but first artifact is certainly worth the trip. Oh, Triclopsed.
Let me go. So, something I've learned is, as the tournament has gone on, wiggle your stick back and forth, and the Tricops will let you go. You don't have
Yeah,
to just sit there and let it wander around with you.
it's the funniest thing because mashing is the most natural thing for gamers when they get stuck, and yet almost everyone who comes to this community says, "Whoa, I didn't know you could do that."
Yeah, no, we've always just been like, all right, yep, I'm got.
Yeah, and that includes me. It was one of the most frustrating things for me in my vanilla playthrough. Every time I got grabbed by a Triclops, it was like, well, getting dragged back to the entrance now.
Dinopony is showing us a really cool climb there.
Yep, that room has as many climbs as there are players. There's just so much geometry in it. And as predicted,
Yeah.
Interslice is doing ghosts. Just a missile on Warrior Shrine, but what's at the bottom? Just a missile.
And just a missile.
Today it's Missile Caverns, apparently. Chat raising the interesting possibility that having ice might be a downside for Dino. Probably on the same reasoning that Screw Attack is a downside in Fusion because it opens up so much of the game. There are certainly a lot of ways to go astray, but I think both our runners will have the wisdom to prioritize Phazon mines where all the artifacts are, and only after that go Phazon suit hunting if they need to.
Dino lucking out not doing ghosts with just a missile there.
Ah, that's frustrating. Now, that...
Is there gravity?
Whoa. Yeah, Dino wasn't sure what it was at first. Decided to go back and scan, and I'm glad he did because I wasn't sure either. With those Metroids, the Notroids as we call them, it's they have a different texture in every room, so it's sometimes hard to tell what they are. Which is the problem with the student. Well, the chat seems to be. I see that posted in every race.
I am so cool with that.
Yeah, it's a good name.
And Dino gonna check this item and head toward Fendrana, possibly?
Yes, that's the question, of course. Oh, looks like he's going.
Yeah, with Fiberball, you do have a couple of checks here, so not a bad play.
Yeah. The thing is, though, that's another detour before going to mines. My guess would be that we'll see Interslice do the opposite, travel all the way through Magmore and take the mines elevator at the end, but only time will tell. Especially because these runners don't have plasma yet, and plasma is important for some of these Fendrana checks. Just a missile behind the ice. Looks like just another missile up there. Oh, nope. Could be grapple beam. What do I know? And that's entirely obtainable now. Probably not worth the time, but going to mines, maybe you do want it.
And it does put more of that puts his ice beam in logic, or at least as a thought in his head of, hey, I can go back and check this.
Yes. Yes, that will give him one more reason to consider going back, which he needs to do. So.
And we have.
Well, that's why he's not going to mines. Of course, he doesn't have ice beam. What was I thinking? These runners have been so close for much of the early part that I forgot Interslice had that major lead. But again, always subject to change. If Dinopony finds plasma now, for instance, that would be a huge, huge turning point. This also is where we would see our runners use infinite speed if it were allowed by the rules. There are many places in the game you can use it, but this is the classic one. Let's see what Mama Shegoth has today. Ooh. Oh, that's needed. Ooh.
I bet that's our X-ray, and that's going to point you right back to Root Cave.
Yes, hopefully. Yeah, it makes sense, because if Ice Beam is in that location, then X-Ray must be somewhere easily reachable. Yeah, almost certainly X-Ray. Could be Thermal. Either one is welcome, but X-Ray would certainly be the clue that Dino needs. Interslice has meanwhile got his gravity suit, always helpful.
Yep, unfortunately, Dino's out of power bombs there, so could not grab it at that point. Oh, out of power bombs here as well.
Yeah, now there are many ways to kill this enemy. 17 bombs on the underside will do it, for instance, but rapid fire missiles are an excellent tool as well.
And it is our X-ray.
All right, that's big. Big not just for the clue it provides, but also because it's very helpful in mines. And Essence, of course. Visors are very, very, very important for Essence. You can certainly beat Essence without them, but it takes a while and it hurts. And the difference of one visor can easily decide a race between runners this close.
It absolutely can.
Interslice taking a lava swim, and as I expected, now heading to the other end of Magmor. But he will be going to Phazon Mines without X-Ray, and as we now know. This is a fairly awkward part of Magmor because you have to go 4 or 5 rooms with no items, and not much you can do, but just move along.
And to answer the question in chat, I'd say it'll save you at least 30 seconds
At least, yeah.
On your Essence fight from just not having that. And
And
that's
depending
including
on
pool skips.
Yeah, depending on pool skips, it could easily be minutes. Oh, main power bombs in what do you call this room? Workstation. And Interslice is not picking them up. Maybe he just wants to save first? Or maybe he's a man on a mission.
Nope, he is headed to Thardis, it looks like.
Now that too is an interesting decision. Maybe he's just making the quarantine 100. No, doesn't have grapple. Well, no, he could get it without grapple.
He can get it without grapple, but...
Yeah, that must be what he's up to, because without Plasma, Thardis is going to take a while, so that would be a dubious decision. Just making this check, it seems. Makes the dash easy enough.
So pretty.
Yep. And a nice, pretty nothing item.
Shout out to Toaster for getting those new nothing items in, by the way.
Yep. We have 2 absolute wizards of hacking Metroid Prime in the community, Toaster Party and Ulti Nardo, and they've both done incredible work with making little edits to the game, things like the cutscene removal that we now have. And these Metroids are the latest and prettiest edition. And Interslice also going to check this item, though he can't get it yet. Looks like he's going to go through and get a couple more of the quick visual checks you can make here. Reactor core. Hopefully not going to do the late Fendrana loop, because that does take a while, but again, what do I know? Oh, yeah, he's not even going for reactor core first. He's determined to get these. Oh, I know. He's following the logic. He's got his gravity suit and thinking that points to late Fen.
That is true. But with his ice beam that he has, it could also be pointing toward crash frigate.
Yes. We don't like to talk about frigate, but it is important. If they do have to go to frigate, then at least they can get all 3 items. Sometimes you have to leave biohazard behind, and that makes you very sad. So especially as... Sorry, go ahead.
So no boost here, and we know ice is not here, so this is going to be... If Dinopony goes through, this is going to be him going all the way through and all the way back.
Whoa, Interslice just found the other visor. That was a very heads-up play, I think is what they call it, on his part, making these late fen checks. Again, thermal is easily skippable, but helps a lot on essence.
Yeah, no, thermal's not. I don't know if thermal is technically hard required on these settings for frigate.
Yeah, I think that. Oh no, they could reverse. No,
Yep, you could.
reverse would require bar skip. So, or would it? Yeah, sometimes this takes a little figuring out. No, you could go to phase on mines and backs. So, yeah, I think that it is technically possible to make those frigate checks without thermal on these settings, but it would certainly not be typical. Haha, nothing in Hydra. That's too bad. So we'll see a nice observatory climb here because Dinopony doesn't have boost and likely would not use it if he did. Oh, and not even bothering to kill the pirates. That's always cool to see. Beautiful observatory dash.
Oh, that was
Nice
so
finish
pretty.
too. Yeah, just a thing of beauty. Until...
Oh!
I'm sorry, we cursed it.
Look at us. Look at us being bad at things.
We are become death, destroyer of observatory climbs.
It's alright, it's Dino. He's got this, he can do it again.
Oh yeah. And this pirate, of course, has not had his AI activated yet. Pirate AI is a fun thing. Just a missile and reactor core today. Looks like Interslice is going to do reverse labs. I'm very surprised that he hasn't prioritized mines, but again, he's Interslice. He knows what to do. You know, I dread even asking, but did Dino fall down again?
Dino didn't fall down again, unfortunately. He did it after the save, so...
Okay. Yeah, this is not his day for observatory.
Got it, though.
Really demonstrating that sometimes you actually get a nicer dash off a scan point you've already fully scanned. A lot of people complain about those dashes because you have less time to put in the inputs, but if you do, you often get a very optimal dash. Okay, don't start the cutscene, Dino.
Actually getting a high five from the other side.
Yeah, that's funny. Both runners nailing this tower trick. The tower is falling on both sides. Beautiful. Somebody clip that. That was cool. And they're both rewarded with $5. $5 is good to have. You can buy a couple of candy bars.
Just barely.
Yeah, for this particular moment. Any day now, the prices could catch up. So Interslice taking the tunnel back to Observatory, while Dino takes the one to Lab Ether. Now, which method of activating the Metroid will we see today? Just the missile method. Fastest one, so makes sense. But you can also scan the Metroid, you can use power bombs, there are many options.
That was, I think, still my favorite race of the tournament, where we didn't have an actual start for 10 minutes, where they went, how do I...
Yeah, we all forget that you can scan the Metroid, which is what you do in the vanilla game, but it's just we never have to do that in Rando until the one time you do.
Just, how do I fight you? And just missiles, and there's our warp back to that observatory save point.
If that was an SAO abridged reference, by the way, I approve. If not, just ignore what I said.
That is absolutely an SAO abridged reference.
Nice. All right, so Interslice demonstrating what happens with these cutscenes when you do this room backwards, which is pretty funny. Luckily, he did not pick up the reactor core item, which would have activated shadow pirates in this room who would be cacking him to death as this cutscene played out. Which is funny to watch, but the moment the cutscene ends, you're taking that damage.
So I feel like Dino, his best thing right here would probably be to warp back to start.
Yeah, it absolutely would be, but of course he doesn't know what we know. Knowing what he knows, even then, I think you're probably right. At this point, he's running out of locations to check. He must be thinking that he must have a couple of the ones he missed in mind now.
No thermal, but he does have. Might have Thardus on the brain.
That would be unfortunate. But you're right, with super missiles, that's a suggestion that you might want to go through and do Thardus from the front. Interslice, I think, must have peeked that item just now, but I did not see what it was. And Dino, I'm sure, checked this item as well, the Fenderana Canyon, but again...
missiles.
Okay. Yeah, Interslice seeing that and turning around. Oh, Dino is doing Thardus from the front. That's sad. Unless he has plasma. We could be seeing 2019 to 2021.
Interslice grabbing his grapple beam.
Yep. Again, a good decision with mines to go.
Dino could just be checking his nothing real quick.
That is possible. Yeah, I was watching the other side, but it's impressive in itself if he managed to cross this room without activating Thardus.
Yes. Nope. That scan dash to skip the activation trigger is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, the trigger is quite wide, so it takes some doing.
No rock and roll right now.
Okay, we may yet see it later. But for now, probably Dino... hard to say. Because I'm thinking with this elevator, his next stop may be mines. But no, still no ice beam. Can't take it.
Still no ice beam. Cannot do.
Yep, so perhaps his plan is to... well, hopefully he'll get main PBs here, which Interslice passed, and then probably take the elevator back to Talon from there. Because that routes so nicely. But so does the save room into a warp. So we'll see what happens.
He thought about it for a second of skipping them, but he's actually going to go ahead and grab them.
Yeah, wise decision in my view.
I completely agree.
Yeah, it's entirely possible, Mayo. And I, for one, would enjoy the irony of it, but it's such a thing to wish on the runners that I just can't bring myself to do it.
I'll do it.
Okay. So, Interslice now has both visors. We'll be feeling pretty good going into Essence. But that is still a plasma beam and a phazon suit away. And that little matter of 5 artifacts.
I was gonna say, all we're really missing now is plasma, phazon, and if you really want to get fun with it, a little bit of boost. But boost is definitely not required.
Yep. Though again, as we were saying about visors and essence, boost ball alone can easily decide a race. It saves minutes on rhythm. There was a race where I had a significant lead on Arrow Razor in last year's tournament, and I lost it all on Meta Ridley because he had managed to find boost and I hadn't.
Dino doing the warp to start here.
Okay.
Oh, I would have saved, but
Oh, looks like.
nope, just didn't get the trigger.
Okay, yeah. Now, what's your play going to be, Interslice? Probably the same thing. Probably a warp to start, or at least it looked like he was about to. Then double checking, he hadn't looked at that item yet.
Good play.
Yep. Dino had entered the room forwards, and so it flowed naturally to look at it on his way to the save room, whereas Interslice.
Oh,
What?
Dino, come on. You has the items to go do it. Go do it.
No! Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. As the phrase we like to use goes, you hate to see it.
Yeah, I hate to see it. Interslice, however, heading to frigate.
Okay, yeah, that may well be the play. On the other hand, come on, man, mines!
Maybe just be going through frigate to get to mines.
Yeah, it's possible. That is the vanilla way. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm trying to plug in my headphones, which just let me know they're low on HP.
Ah. Nope, we're gonna go do Great Tree Chamber, it looks like, instead of frigate. But now we might get to see what this check is. See if this is gonna come back and burn Interslice. Did not overly tell on the nothing. Okay. I think what other checks are even available. He's gonna go check training chamber and underneath tower missiles. Or not training chamber, but tower chamber. So as you are absolutely correct, the grapple logic extremely gross for that. And he lost Zeke for a second, but I think they're on their way back.
Yeah.
And there you are. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, just when I plugged my mic back in, it decided to disconnect from Bluetooth. So apparently that's a thing that happens.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yep. Did I miss anything?
No.
Okay.
Training chamber and nothing item. So Interslice getting quite lucky there.
Yes. Meanwhile, Interslice, what are you doing?
Checking the ice beam item.
Yeah. I assume you had to fight the
anything.
ghosts to do that.
Yep.
Which means he'll have to. No, actually, you don't technically have to fight them to get the plasma item. Oddly enough, but they could because the statue is the only thing you can't use while those ghosts are in play. The door and the morph ball slots work. But it is a pain to do that while the ghosts are attacking you. Anyway, yes, that's the downside of using the wave slot. If you have to come back for the ice slot, you have to kill the ghost first.
And Dino probably going back to do ghosts now, which unfortunately we know is just missiles.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's too bad. He probably realized as he was falling down. Oh, probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, Interslice. Meanwhile, has he gone to Great Tree Chamber?
He's heading to
Yes.
Great Tree Chamber.
Good. So this finally routes into mines. Finally. Just a missile in the chamber itself, which is huge, by the way, on the map. And not making those... Oh, yeah, no boost.
No boost.
Which also means that Interslice will not be able to open this gate on the other side. So if he ever has to come through here again, he will have to do the trick again. Always a pain.
Bigger pain is doing bar skip without boost.
Well, some people say boost helps. Personally, I find that it hurts as often as it helps. But whatever works for you. As you can see, this is a trick which makes fools of us all. Even Interslice is taking dozens of attempts here.
That does make me feel a little better.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I've been known to... I think the earliest I've ever got it is second try, but I might have firsted once in my life. However, these are runners that you consistently see get it on the first couple of tries, so it's nice just once in a while to see them struggle. There we go.
There we go.
And Dinopony getting his well-earned missile expansion. Interslice is going to make the hat check. Nothing.
Nothing.
No, Interslice, turn around. Come on. Mines is where the action is.
Still not going to mines. With 5 artifacts being there, the amount of other checks like Plasma and Phazon is low. So
that is a fair point, but there's still only 2 checks in Frigate, and it takes so long. Ah, well.
Say the
We'll see
logic
what he
is here.
finds.
Watch as it's both Plasma and Phazon in Frigate today.
That would be amazing. I wouldn't even be mad. Another of my lost race stories that I love to tell involves Plasma and Biohazard here, but today it's just a missile. The punchline to that story is I didn't have super missiles. I could only peek the item and stare at it in a rage as my opponent dot-dunned.
Oh.
Yeah, it was brutal. That was me and Dirk last year.
Oh, that hurts.
Yep. So, Interslice about to make his other check. Oh.
Half of the dream is alive. There's our Plasma.
Yeah, okay, once again, Interslice has made a fool of me. Skipping Frigate would have been a very bad decision.
Dino, however, finally going to go get his ice, and hopefully after that going straight to Frigate, and that will take this right back to tied up.
Yep. Unfortunately, though, as soon as Dino gets ice, lots more checks open up for him, and Frigate is not where I would go with that information. But we'll see what happens.
He hasn't gone and gotten his gravity, but knowing where gravity is...
Yeah.
That's a hard one to...
Dinopony must be pretty mad seeing that ice beam. Interslice, meanwhile, has to activate the power conduits to go back through Frigate the correct way. So that's always funny to see that you've done Frigate the fast way, and now you have to do it the slow way to get back out. With thermal, though, it'll be nice and quick.
Heading down into probably mines.
Yeah.
We'll probably see Dino go to mines first.
I don't know. I think Interslice gets there first.
To answer the question in chat, if we have a round 2, a grand final, we're going to take probably about a 5 to 10 minute break, and then we will be going straight into our grand final. Interslice heading down to mines.
Yep. Dinopony doing a cool dash here. He would have been okay anyway because he has gravity, but even so. Always cool to see.
Dino does not have gravity yet.
Really?
He saw it,
Where
but
was
could not
that
get
again?
it. It's
Oh, that's
in,
right. He was out of power bombs.
That's right.
Oh, what if it would have been wise to turn around and grab that before heading this way?
No, I completely agree.
Now, that said, the difference between Varia and Gravity is not as big as the difference between Varia plus Gravity and all suits.
Correct.
So it might he might be thinking he'll grab Gravity if it routes nicely after he has Phase on. But it's a weird distribution of percentages in this game. It's 10%, then 20, then 50. I personally, as a Super Metroid purist, would much prefer 50 for Gravity, but such is life. Sorry, 50 for Varia. Because Varia is almost always 50 in the other games. Interslice leaving these turrets alive. That's a risky play. They can chew you up pretty fast. E-tank behind the wall.
So at this point, we could have phase on literally anywhere in the game that has not been checked yet.
Except PMT.
Except PMT.
The classic exception. Hey Cap, now might be a good time to repost those artifact locations, because we're in mines.
Thank you.
Very helpful. It's always great to have Cap around.
Just an E-tank here.
Ooh, don't die in the phase-on. In this game, phase-on does exponential damage, so if you're in it for a second, you're okay. If you're in it for 2 seconds, you're hurting. If you're in it for 3 seconds, you died halfway through. Figures may not be exact.
It's pretty close.
Yeah. Okay, so we're about to see what our big boy, the Phazon Elite, has today.
Getting his head rock in.
Yep. Always an exciting fight, that one. You go left, he goes, whoa, boost ball.
Diggle
Now
with the call out.
Wow.
She's
Now is an
witch.
excellent time for that item.
Burn the witch.
Yeah. Diggle, Diggle, what hast thou don'st? And what's behind the wall? I couldn't tell. What? What?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Everything is in upper mines.
Oh boy.
That's... Oh, wow.
And
What a
now
thing.
Dino, you've got to get your artifacts, and you've got to get to frigate.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the last checks he's likely to make. Alas. But even with runners this good, so much comes down to luck and intuition.
And there's Interslice's phase on.
Yeah, we saw a rage shot there. I don't blame him a bit. Yeah, that's true. I was begging the runners to come here. And now that I think about it, that would have led them farther astray from Frigate, because Boost Ball does point to some other places. But darn it, the numbers were in my favor. I'm a mathematician, so I got to go where the numbers point.
The numbers were there for you.
Yeah. So of these artifacts, I think the deepest one down is Central Dynamo. No, MQA. That's one room farther.
MQA, which unfortunately Dino cannot get to.
No, he can get to MQA. He just can't go any farther than that.
That's right. I'm sorry. You're correct.
Yeah, MQA is the famous worst location for plasma beam because you have to go as far as you can possibly go without it in order to find it. And once again, that's something I've seen happen in races, plasma and MQA, and one runner making the decision to go that far and check, the other runner not.
That's happened a lot this tourney.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, as Chad points out, with Warp to start, Dino also has a quick way to leave. And lacking Plasma Beam does mean that he at least can't go too deep into mines and get farther astray that way. Because all other things being equal, that would be the play, because there are so many more checks in the rest of mines. So that's a minor blessing. Oh?
Nope, we got it.
Okay.
Trying to take out that other pirate as well, which not a bad play.
Yeah.
Interslice, however, heading toward his 5th artifact.
Yeah, there's no skipping the maze this time. Dinopony has boost now, must be feeling a little annoyed about that. Not about having it, but about where it was.
Speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out.
Yeah.
Oh. It has been his day to get bullied by things on jumps.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Interslice discovering that due to an oversight, this maze is impossible. Please make no attempt to solve it.
I'm so glad that you understand my references here.
Diggle in chat saying, follow the runners and the trackers? Question mark?
Yes, absolutely should follow the runners and the trackers. Oh, yeah. I guess that's a thing in our... That's okay. Hey, you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
But definitely go follow my co-com, Zeke, and our
Yeah,
trackers.
follow my
Captain
co-com,
MD13, Captain MD13, and Diggle Wrath for doing an amazing job tracking this today.
Yep. All these people are great community members, and we've had a lot of fun in this tournament.
And just because this tournament's wrapping up does not mean the Metroid Prime fun is going to stop, because following this tourney, oh boy,
yeah,
do we have something planned. We'll get into that in the post game of either this match or what's looking more likely our round 2.
Yeah,
our grand final.
Okay, what'll you do, Dinopony? What will you do? Looks like warp to start. That would be a good... Well, actually, knowing what we know, it would actually be better just to take this elevator.
Yeah, it would be better just to take the elevator up. Well, no, he's got boost ball now, so... Oh, man, that's actually seems to be what he's doing.
Amazing.
Big brain play here. Interslice,
Yeah,
however, with all of his artifacts, heading back to start our final boss gambit, starting with Ridley and heading to Essence, and of course, get our bracket reset going.
yeah. It's he would pretty much have to die in essence to get Dinopony back in the race at this point.
Even then, I don't think a death at Essence is going to be enough time.
Well, put Exo and Essence together, and that does take a pretty long time. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if Dino actually makes the right call here, because it is entirely possible he'll also just go up and do Great Tree Chamber instead.
True. But with only 3 artifacts and having to go all the way back through mines, I don't think. Unfortunately, I don't think a death at Essence would change this too very much.
Yeah, true. Okay, so we get to see the big bird go down on Interslice's side. I said bird, he's a dragon. What am I saying?
Cool.
Do we get to see flyby? No. Flyby skip is a frame-perfect trick where you hit Ridley on just the right frame to skip this entire flying section. It's cool, but even the best runners can't do it on purpose. Dino, meanwhile, attempting to show off a bomb jump to skip using Boost Ball here. Doesn't quite pull it off. If you try to get this item without Boost Ball and you fail that bomb jump, you've got to reload through save. And now he's demonstrating why we call this the worst room in the game. Interslice just barely making that snipe. Good to see.
And audio coming in just a bit hot, so I'm gonna see if we can get that drop just a little bit for us.
Okay. Oh wow, just barely made that one too. Going through the super missile there. Showy finish. Here's another place where the cutscene removal helps. On Dinopony's side, you can get that item before it's fully out of the water and save yourself the trouble of going outside the pool and back in. Cosmonaut says he's well acquainted with Loud Ridley, which makes me think he may have been playing some Fusion. Toaster says Super Missile skips a cycle, but is slower for any cycle apart from the last. Okay.
Ah. That is at least a little bit better. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I've heard a number of tricks for speeding up that Ridley fight. Something about 5 uncharged power shots at the start, skipping a phase, but I don't know for sure. Interslice doing an unconventional climb here.
So this is the climb that I learned how to do, and I've just always used it since then. There we go. That's better. Now I can hear you again.
Oh. Well, that's always to be encouraged. Anyway, yes, Interslice knows a lot of alternative ways through rooms, and that's always something that's cool to see when you watch him. Oh yeah, Dino's in going for the ice check here now. He's way out of it. Ah well.
Again, yeah, hate to see it.
Yep.
Logically, it's a good check, but you unfortunately don't know what we know.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the big boy. We have Metroid Prime Exoskeleton here. It takes 2 beams in the first room, power and wave, then it adds ice in the next room, plasma in the next room, and in the room after that it goes crazy. So here we just super missiles help, but other than that it's a pretty scripted fight. Things don't get interesting until until the room after this.
Welcome to Ice Room.
Yep. So you want to not get frozen here, but other than that, it's about the same as that first room. The only difference is that now Exo has the ability to charge to the other side of the room and back, which gives you the ability to snipe it in the course of that dash. And that allows you to chip away at its health a bit faster. Without Ice Spreader, it's harder, but, well, I mean, technically Ice Spreader is slower than just using charged ice shots if you can land them. Regardless, Prime is actually slightly weaker to ice than the other beams, which is due to its Metroid nature, so it's certainly helpful if you can grab snipes with Ice Beam. Very quick second chamber there.
Nicely done. Off to Plasma Room.
Which always opens with a tractor beam, and I always just roll my eyes because... Oh, yeah, there it is. I always just roll my eyes because all Prime is doing in this, with that tractor beam, is lining herself up for you to get a good shot. Take down the fire missiles. They hurt. Prime helpfully going for the missiles there, which allowed Interslice to get a good shot. And once again, close up, it's not hard to land those ice shots. And we'll finish it off with some wave here. A lot of people hate wave on Exo, but personally I find it, because of the auto-homing, it's just an easy brain-dead phase, and you can... Oh, it still had one more phase to go here. Anyway, you can concentrate on dodging in the wave phase, and it's just a little rest from the more intensive other phases.
Now, down to our last phase, and this is going to be our RNG phase.
Yes. In the final chamber, Prime gains the ability to double its speed anytime. It can just go into a double speed mode, and it can also change its colors anytime, randomly, with or without cause. And you have to defeat it for 4 phases, just like the previous chamber, so this can take a while.
Being rude today with the double dash.
Mm-hmm. Exocart double dash. But it is being plasma a lot, which is nice because you can set plasma on fire.
And
that's not so
here
nice.
We go again.
Okay, 2 more phases to go. Dinopony apparently back in Magmore, so still no closer to getting the vital item.
Had to deal with his gravity, I bet.
Yeah, that's probably it. Enjoy the ice effects on the beam cannon when you play this GameCube version because they were removed in Trilogy.
Which I don't understand why. It's such a cool little thing.
Yep. Alright, Exo is down. Time for Essence. This will be it should be a very quick fight because both visors are available to Interslice, but it is always possible that Essence will decide to just skip a bunch of phases. So it's entirely up to Essence whether this is a slow or a fast fight.
Apparently, we're going to be faster than usual.
Yeah, that's true. That intro section can take longer or shorter depending. So we're just seeing attack cancels first, which are where you make attacks as quickly as possible to break, to skip through Essence's script of attacks it uses and get to the next phase on pool as fast as possible. The alternative pool cancels we will probably see on the 3rd pool.
Oh, Dino doing one of the worst checks appeared in plasma processing.
Oh, that's awful. Hope he at least gets Ice Spreader for it. Okay, a little cameo appearance by Hunter Metroids. Okay, so here we're seeing pool cancels, which, nope, just attack cancels. That's okay. But it does mean that this will probably be a 4-pool fight, not 3.
It's going to be really close.
Yeah, but with only attack cancels, it's very hard to get a 3-pool. However, it'll be almost as fast because that last pool was laid almost at the very first possible moment. Alright, so Essence down on Interslice's side. GG's in chat. And it looks like Dino will forfeit, as is understandable because he's not in go mode yet at this point. So let's see what they're saying in the race time. So we'll see if they want to do an interview now or if they want to go ahead to the second one.
With this, that's going to be a bracket flip. Interslice will take the winner's side, Dino to the loser's bracket. But, gives me chills, but we get to see a grand finals this year between Dinopony and Interslice. Oh, just missile.
Be excited.
And it looks like they are going to join us, hopefully, for at least a few minutes.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
And we are joined by Interslice. GG.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. I was really nervous with that seed. That was a bad seed.
That was bad seed. It's okay. The next seed's being rolled by one of our other TOs. So.
Oh, I can't wait.
So that plasma beam location. Oof.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what saved me, isn't it?
Entirely. Okay, Dinopony's coming as well.
Wonderful. Now, there will be a slight change over. I'm going to be moving to tracking, and you're going to be joined by Digglerath, I believe, Zeke, for the
that's the plan.
finals on the comms. But as far as I'm aware, we haven't been told otherwise, but it's going to be staying right here on SpeedGaming too, so don't change that dial.
Yep.
Hi, everyone.
And joined by Dinopony. GG.
Thank you. GG to you, Interslice. That was very complex seed. Well, maybe not complex, but very rough.
Yeah, I thought it was like a really difficult seed to get a read on. I had no idea what it wanted me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, following the logic was sometimes a good play and sometimes very much not.
Yeah, exactly.
Spreader was an Elder Chamber. Okay.
Yeah. I think Varia must have been my last check. I checked absolutely everything before going to Flagra. And I completely missed Ice Beam. I completely forgot to go to Root Cave. And that was very, very, very slow. And yeah, by the time I got Ice Beam, I knew I was way behind. And when I found Boost Ball in Elite Research, I told myself, well, maybe I have a chance if it's not in Frigate. And because I missed the Gravity Suit because I didn't have enough PBs, and it was in Frigate, so...
Oof.
But anyway, you would have been ahead anyway. So yeah, GG.
GG.
Before I forget, Interslice, when you went to a training chamber, you got the access item, but didn't actually even peek the one in chamber. Was there a reason for that?
Oh, did I not do that? Oops.
Well,
It's okay.
you were
I don't do
lucky.
anything
It's just a
important.
missing.
Yep, there's our reasoning. It is you're here first. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, probably time to start the break, and then we'll have you back for the second race.
Yep.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Oh, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a real good one. So, I'm going to sign off here and jump over to tracking. But real quick, make sure you follow our runners.
Yeah, follow the runners, follow the comms, follow the trackers, and thank you very much, Reed. It's been a pleasure to comment with you.
Always a pleasure, Zeke.
Thank you. And so, everybody in chat, we will be resuming in a few minutes. So go get some get some snacks or something.
And for the last time for me this year, we'll see you next mission, which is in just a few minutes.
Yeah.